Are you looking to apply for the Tampines BTO for August 2021 this time round? Then you need to watch this video because I'll walk through the unit types, site map and loan financing for you so that you don't have to. What's up guys, welcome back to Honey Money SG. My name is Christopher and in this channel we are all about building financial knowledge, teach money saving hacks and also help you lead a fulfilling quality of life. If you are new to this channel because of the BTO analysis, do check out my prior video where I talk more about the surrounding amenities around the map of the BTO you are looking for right here at this corner. So go there and click on the pre-analysis. So with that, let me take you through the official analysis of the August 2021 BTO. Let's go. Alright, so welcome to the Tampines BTO for August 2021 build to order. Let's start off with the first project, which is known as Tampines GreenJade. So Tampines GreenJade will be bounded by Tampines Street 96 and Bedok Reservoir Road. So it sits beside the Bedok Reservoir, which is the smaller BTO that I talk about. Let's take a look at some of the project details first. Estimated completion date 3rd quarter 2025. Waiting time around 43 months. So selection period is between October this year to June 2022. Now this project only has two type of units, 4-room flats 302 and 5-room flats 244, totaling up to 546 units. So we don't have any of the smaller units which are for the 2-room flats and the 3-room flats. So let's take a look at the town map. So this is the smaller BTO that I talk about, just right across Bedok Reservoir. The other one, which is Tampines GreenQuartz, will be opposite here. Let's take a look at the site plan. Alright, so here is the artist's impression of how Tampines GreenJade looks like. So as you can see, it's not very tall and it has a light shade of brown. And here is the internal area of it. So there is like a zigzag car park. And it's like multi-level faceted, right? There's like a layer design, kind of design like a Egyptian pyramid if you ask me. So is this like a hole in the middle, like the iconic Tampines HDB flat where in the middle there's a hole there? I'm not sure what is it for, but we wouldn't know until the flat is completed, right? But this car park looks really cool, right? Very futuristic design. And then you see this Bedok Reservoir backdrop, so you have a water view if you're facing that direction. Now let's take a look at detailed site plan, right? Okay, over here you can see this the zigzag car park that I talk about. Something interesting here, right? If we look at the legend, it says we have 4-room and 5-room flats, right? So 4-room in yellow, 5-room in orange. And then there's a mixture of 4-room and 5-room. So I guess for some levels there will be 4-room and then for some levels it will be 5-room. So depending on which level you are at, that's why there's this hybrid color. It's the first time I see this, right? Okay, so we have some of the facilities like playground, fitness station, pavilion, drop-off porch, and the red color squares are your centralized refuse chute. So we'll talk more about that later. Okay, number of stories. So we have a total number of 6 blocks and each block comprises of 17 floors. Some of them like 957B and C are actually 15 to 17. So some levels are slightly lower. So as I mentioned, this project only has 4-room and 5-room projects. And let's take a look at the site plan. So we have 3 drop-off pavilions in this roundabout, okay, denoted by the number 5, 1, 2, 3. And then let's take a look at where are the rubbish chutes. So you see these little red squares here, they're actually your centralized rubbish chutes. And they are actually located right outside the unit. They are just like right smack outside your unit if you're taking this 170, 158, 146, 134, etc. right? So if you really do not want to live near a rubbish chute, then you probably don't want to select those units. And one more detail here is you can see this site reserved for future high-rise residential development. I'm not sure if there's even enough space to build high-rise development, man. There's so little space here between the canal and the HDB project. So what else of high-rise building project they are going to build, I don't know. But you can see here there's no nearby bus stop. It might be a hassle if you want to transit to the nearest bus stop or the MRT. But they say there's a possible future bus bay and shelter. Possible only, not confirmed future bus bay and shelter. So hopefully there's a bus service running through this Tampines Street 96, so that you can have some sheltered transit from your home to the nearby MRT or bus interchange. Okay, if we look at the sheltered walkways, they are all within this BTO project. So leading to the multi-story car park, we have sheltered walkways. Outside of the project, there isn't any sheltered walkways leading to anywhere because transport options is so limited here, right? So you wouldn't expect any sheltered walkways to your nearby bus stop other than this possible one. Okay, so if you ask me for GreenJade, which unit is the best for selection, I would say units that are facing the water, of course, which is Bedok Reservoir at this direction. And you probably want to pick units that have an unblocked view, and also likely higher than the 4th story, because you will be blocked by the 4th story multi-story car park if you are living in the lower levels. So somewhere above level 5, I think that's great. You can choose any unit here that is facing the Bedok Reservoir, and then you have a nice relaxing water view for your feng shui purposes as described in my earlier Tampines video. Alright, with that, let me take you to the second project, which is Tampines GreenQuartz for the August 2021 BTO for Tampines. So it's bounded by Bedok Reservoir Road and Tampines Street 95 and 96. Okay, it has 13 residential blocks. 13 residential blocks. That's a lot of blocks, man. We gotta see how it runs. Alright, estimated completion date second quarter 2026, waiting time 52 months, so that's fairly long, 4 years plus. Selection period between October 21 to June 22. So for this flat type and number of units, we have the full range of HDB flats: 2-room Flexi type 1, 58 units, 2-room Flexi type 2, 144 units, 3-room 87, 4-room 687, 5-room 637. So total of 1,613 units for Tampines GreenQuartz, and it's located just diagonally opposite Tampines GreenJade. So this huge plot of land is really reserved for this very big Tampines GreenQuartz project. Alright, let's take a look at some of the pictures. So this is your Tampines GreenQuartz. You can see it's a huge major HDB project, so many blocks. 13 blocks, man, is one of the most number of blocks that I ever experienced in a HDB project. So Tampines is this massive cluster of HDB community, so expect the Tampines interchange and MRT to be really crowded the next time, right? Even now it's really crowded with the 3 shopping malls around. Okay, let's take a look at internal area. Nothing much to talk about. This is quite typical. Your playgrounds, your pavilions, and your fitness station with some greenery and walkways to walk your dog, exercise, all of that. Most importantly, the site plan. Let's take a look at this site plan. So a little different from Tampines GreenJade, we have the full range of unit types. So your 2-room flats are in red color, your 3-room flats are in green color, and 4-room yellow, 5-room orange. Okay, we have the following facilities: playground, fitness station, hard court, precinct pavilion, drop-off perch. We even have a childcare center at the 1st and 2nd story. Later we'll look at that. We have a multi-purpose court as well. Okay, and here are the 13 blocks from 967A to 972C. Wow, what a massive number of blocks. So most of them are actually ranging between 16 floors to 17 floors. Some of them actually have a lower floor, so it's like an angled design. Okay, and the breakdown here is some of the blocks don't have the 2-room and 3-room flats, so they only have the 4-room and 5-room flats. And then for 969C, they have like 2-room to 4-room but don't have 5-room. So if you got a queue number, you have to look closely which block is the one that you really want to stay at, because not all units are offered for the same block. Okay, before I go into the site details, I just want to talk about the perimeters, right? So here in the south, we already have a public housing that's under construction, and there's a health and medical care facility right here. And then over here, we have a lot of developments, future developments for petrol station, worship, another healthcare and medical facility, and another high-rise residential development, so even more flats. Wow, Tampines want to build so many flats already. So all these grey color items are your facilities, like your pavilions and your fitness stations. So for the car park, we have a 5-story car park, so it's linked to some of the blocks nearby, and with the sheltered walkways, you'll be guaranteed not to get wet in a bad weather day. And of course, there's a link to the future bus bay and shelter, so if you want to take a bus, don't have to worry too much of it. Okay, there's even a future pedestrian overhead bridge, so I will assume this is sheltered, so next time you have a linkway that is sheltered from your bus bay to the overhead bridge. Then if you want to take the bus to the opposite direction, then you won't get wet as well. So now government really thinks a lot about our safety and our wellness one, I tell you. Scared of you getting wet during the rain. Okay, so you can see most of the blocks here are actually 4-room and 5-room flats. So I will just list my preference. What would I do if I were to choose a 4-room or 5-room flat, right? So you can see over here, if we were to take a unit facing the south, we already have a public housing here, so most likely you'll have a block view, so you probably don't want to choose that direction. If it was me, I will actually choose the unit that's facing the east, because the future development is probably lower level, right? And there's even one more car park here I missed out. Okay, there's 2 car parks for this development because it's so huge. You need even more space to park your residents' cars. Yeah, so I was saying, as you're facing the east, at least you would have an unblocked view, and you don't have any west sun exposure, right? Because as the sun sets in the west, it won't heat up your walls, as you don't have any walls exposed to the west or windows, right? So maybe I'll choose some units that's facing this direction here, or even these units here, 521 and 523. Okay, and you even have a very large park. So Tampines GreenQuartz owners, you really have a lot of advantages staying in GreenQuartz. Okay, so now I will identify where are the rubbish chute. Actually, they are very small, you know, these little red squares are getting even smaller. But the good thing is most of them are not near any residential units, so they are like right next beside the lifts or elevator if you want to call it the American way. So it's away from your residential unit, all these little red squares. Okay, some of them are a bit nearer, but you really don't have to worry too much unless you are living in the lower floors that is near the rubbish chute. Alright, let me go back to Tampines GreenJade because I want to talk about the pricing of this project. Okay, Tampines GreenJade 4-room flat will be an estimated floor area of 95 square meters. Internal floor area 92 square meters, so 3 square meters is for aircon ledge. The price range is between $342,000 to $419,000 in Singapore dollars. And let's take a look at the resale price comparable. Okay, so Tampines GreenJade 342 to 419, resale prices nearby 505 to 574,000 Singapore dollars, but they are slightly larger, at least 10% larger, so you have to take into account of that. Otherwise, you can see that there's a big gap between the BTO price and the resale price. So you have to do your calculations and weigh between time and money which one you want to save more, because resale flat you can get as fast as 3 to 6 months, so really depends on what you need with your partner. And then let's take a look at the floor plan and layout ideas. So this is the 4-room floor plan, internal floor area 92 square meters with the 3 square meters aircon ledge. So a bit different, this is quite special because typically in 4-room we have the typical layout shown in my Hougang BTO video, right? But here you can see it's more like an elongated 4-room, okay? We don't have the L-shaped living room anymore. We only have a rectangular living and dining room. So as you step into the house, the household shelter is on your left. And you see this household shelter, usually we see in the square shape one, right? But now it's the rectangular shape. So it's like a longer, elongated shape. Interestingly, you also have a separate bedroom here with your individual window. This is a common bedroom, not the master bedroom. And then this living and dining room, like I mentioned, is a rectangular shape. So it's like this very long space that extends out, okay? And then we have the kitchen. Kitchen is of a decent size, but very differently. You see this service yard, usually the service yard is connected to the kitchen, right? But this time, service yard has its own internal door leading to the corridor of the bedrooms. So very special. So now kitchen you can do U-shape instead of the L shape and whatever shape you have. Very different design this time around. But of course, all kitchens come in open concept, so if you want to do up your own partition, that's on your own cost. Common bedroom number 2, this one nothing to talk about. I think it's slightly smaller than this bedroom, so I believe there's a difference in size between the 2 common bedrooms lah. Okay, master bedroom is the largest room of them all. This is where your homeowners usually sleep at, and there will be an ensuite toilet with the master bedroom. But you can see this toilet is huge, man. Compare this with the common toilet, there is even a space here. Usually people will do their shower cubicle here, and this is very effective if you want to separate a dry and a wet bathroom, right? You can have the door placed here, okay, so that this area is kept dry for your water closet and your basin. Common bathroom is very common, okay, usually we have this water closet and your shower facility side by side, and then that's where you can place your basin. So aircon ledge is the 3 square meters of unusable space that we talk about. But all in all, you can see this 4-room design is really very different because the service yard, the household shelter, and the bedroom placement all is very different. Okay, we have more of a rectangular layout than a squarish layout, so something to consider if you like this design. Okay, coming to 5-room flat for Tampines GreenJade, estimated floor area 116, estimated internal floor area 110 square meters. Price range for the GreenJade 5-room flat 475 to 564,000 Singapore dollars. Let's compare the resale flats nearby. Okay, so resale flat nearbys are between the size of 115 to 117 square meters with a price range of 540 to 650,000 Singapore dollars. So almost like 100k more expensive than BTO flat, but a slight bump in the size, as well as getting the flat much earlier than BTO, because this BTO will take a few years to build. Let's take a look at the floor plan. This is the interesting one, okay? So for this, we have internal floor area 110 square meters with aircon ledge space of 116 square meters. Wow, why aircon ledge needs 6 square meters? You'll find out why. So quickly we can identify aircon ledge, one here, one here. Why do we even need 2 aircon ledge? I never seen 2 aircon ledge in a BTO before, you know. But maybe it's due to the design of this flat, right? We talk more about that later. So as you enter the house from the main door, household shelter on your left, Like a 4-room is an elongated shape instead of a squarish shape. On your right, there's an open concept kitchen. You can do a U-shaped tabletop with cabinets, and the service yard is not connected to the kitchen again. It has its own separate door. So that's where people put their washer, dryer and hang out their laundry. Okay, so for open concept kitchen, you can do up your own partition. And let's take a look at the living dining room. So this one is a lot larger than the 4-room because of this extended space for 5-room flat. Most people, they can set up a suggested study room, or they just have a big living room for their kids to play, or for their hobbies or home office, so they can do up a suggested study here. A common bedroom number 1, which is separated, has its own aircon latch, and I believe it's strongly because of the shape of this flat, right? Because it's so elongated, the air conditioning trunking cannot reach out so far, so they probably need like 2 systems of aircon, one here and one here, see? So this will probably power these 2 rooms, and this one will power these 2 rooms. So that's all extra cost lah, if you ask me. But what's interesting is 5-room flat for Tampines GreenJade, you have a balcony. People who like balcony will love it, right? So you can view outside and then view of the Bedok Reservoir. Water view, good feng shui purposes, but some people hate it because balcony is just like unused space that you're paying for. Okay, and then into the bedroom, okay, master bedroom and common bedroom. Nothing much, is about the same as what I've spoken for the 4-room flats. So if you like this 5-room design with the balcony and 2 aircon latch, do consider Tampines GreenJade. Now let's move on to Tampines GreenQuartz, starting with the price. I'll just go through the 4-room and 5-room flats, otherwise the video will be too long. Okay, floor area for 4-room flats 95 to 98 square meters, internal floor area 92 to 95 square meters. Price range for 4-room flats in GreenQuartz between 352 to 445,000 Singapore dollars. So comparing with the resale flats nearby, between 505 to 574,000 Singapore dollars. So they are much larger because they are older flats. And of course, they are more expensive, almost like 100k more expensive. Okay, consider the time difference and the cost save, layout ideas and floor plan. So this is the typical 4-room flat that we talk about. Very different from what you had in Tampines GreenJade. So this is the approximate floor area of 95, internal floor area 92 and aircon latch. As you enter the main door, household shelter on your left, open concept kitchen on your right, squarish kitchen with the service yard attached. So for those who want to extend your kitchen, you probably need to seek approval from HDB to actually hack off the service yard doors and walls. Okay, and then we have this classic L-shaped living and dining room. Most people place their dining table here and their living room over here. Okay, 2 common bedrooms, decent size, 1 master bedroom. So master bedroom slightly larger for the wardrobe space, as well as an ensuite toilet for the master bedroom. So aircon latch directly outside your master bedroom toilet. And then for the common bathroom, is just another replica. So for those who first time applying BTO, this is your default 4-room layout. Not like your Tampines GreenJade, so elongated, so special. Even a balcony for 5-room. Okay, let's take a look at 5-room flats. So for 5-room flat, they have estimated floor area 113 to 116 square meters, internal floor area 110 to 113 square meters. Price range between 485 to 597,000 Singapore dollars for Tampines GreenQuartz. Alright, so resale flat nearby for 5-room flats, 540 to 650,000 square area between 115 to 117 square meters. This time the difference not that huge. 5-room for resale flat maybe around 50,000 more expensive if you compare the upper range. And let's take a look at the floor plan layout. Okay, so as you enter from the main door, this time your household shelter is not on your left and right anymore. You will be visited by the kitchen on your right. There's open concept, and then you can have this very nice elongated L-shaped kitchen. Okay, 5-room flat kitchen is typically larger than 4-room with the service yard attached. Okay, and you can even have another countertop right here for more storage and kitchen space. And then the difference for 5-room between 4-room, talk about it before. Suggested study, you can make it a home office or also a study room for your kids to study at. Okay, we have a very long corridor leading to all the bedrooms and the toilets and household shelter. So household shelter is this squarish layout. Common bedrooms as common as it is. Master bedroom with the ensuite toilet and the common toilet. Like I said, this is the typical 5-room style layout. So we always have this L-shaped kind of living room and dining room, and the long corridor space that is unusable. So depends on how you want to utilize this space. Aircon latch is outside the 2 bathrooms. So after going through all the HDB details, I think what you're interested in now is the numbers, right? How much you need to finance your HDB loan if you apply for Tampines GreenJade and GreenQuartz BTO. So I done up this very simple Excel table here where I pull out all the prices for the 4-room and 5-room flats. Okay, so you can see these are the minimum prices for the project and the room types, okay, and the maximum prices here. So the median prices is the middle of these two, or the average. And then, as you know, if you apply a HDB loan, you need to pay a 10% down payment by the time you collect your keys. So you actually loan 90% of the median price. So I took out the 10% down payment, you are left with 90% loan. So for the purpose of this example, I'm just going to use Tampines GreenJade 5-room flats because I think that's going to be really popular, right? If you want to loan 468,000 with HDB loan, how much is the monthly installment that you need to pay? We do this very simple exercise. This calculator is from HDB. So how much we want to loan? We need to loan 468,000. We put in 468,000 with a repayment period of 25 years. HDB loan rate using your CPF OA is 2.6%. So we click accept and they will come up the monthly installment of the loan is $2,124. Of course, I must emphasize that the estimated loan amount is a variance because some of us actually have huge CPF balances or we are eligible for grants, right? So that will actually decrease our loan amount that we need to loan from HDB. And of course, there are other fees like conveyancing fees, lawyer fees, and all that fees that I did not include as well for the simplicity of this calculation. So we put in 2124, this is your monthly installment that you need to pay. And let's say we don't want to top up with cash, right? How much can we afford? So we just pay fully from our CPF OA balance. So as you know, if you watch my CPF ordinary account review and strategy video over here at this corner, you can learn some CPF tricks and strategies to help finance your retirement life. You'll know that 23% of your monthly income is going into the CPF ordinary account. So as long as your CPF ordinary account monthly can cover the monthly installment, then you don't need to top up any cash So you can do a very simple math calculation. You just take 2124, divide by 0.23. This is your total combined monthly income that you need to have with your partner. So combined income, both of your monthly incomes add up together. As long as you have more than 9.2k, then you all are quite comfortable to afford this flat without any cash top up. Of course, if your monthly income is unstable, you can look at annual income. Both of your incomes combined together, more than $111,000, then you are good to afford a Tampines GreenJade for 5-room flat. Okay, let me re-emphasize again, your monthly installment will actually be a lot lesser if you actually have housing grants. So you need to do your own calculation. Don't just rely on my numbers. This is just a benchmark. But you can take these numbers as a guideline. If you're lazy, I already done up all the numbers here for the different projects. But for 2-room and 3-room, you have to do it yourself lah. And I hope this very simple Excel file has helped you to decide whether you can finance your Tampines GreenJade or GreenQuartz BTO. And let's get back to the video. Alright, so I hope all this information has helped, and here are the subscription rate as of the end of today. If you have found this video useful, do help me like this video, and it's better if you share this video, and would be best if you subscribe to my channel. Check out my full HDB BTO playlist right here where you can find the full list of videos that I've done up. My name is Christopher, this is Honey Money SG, steering young adults to financial independence.